because I'm trying to do some laundry, but I was at the grocery store earlier and I kept hearing, I think it's because the celebrity to, you hear the sound, but I was awakened at 4 a.m. to this.
People that have the smoke alarm that is beeping, I think that is unhealed trauma.
Who do you think is getting up there? Y'all need to start putting the fire alarm by the refrigerator, by the microwave.
Because it tells me you don't value your life enough to put a battery in there. So why should I value your content to watch it?
Take this 9-volt battery out. You put the battery back in, close it, you put your harness back on, you turn it clockwise until it locks in place.
Wow. That was messed up. But it's true. And it's not all the time with men, because men will go get a ladder or jump on a chair and go and change that thing. It's more so, you already know who it's for. Let's continue.
This is the validation that I needed to know that I am not alone in this world fighting a one-woman campaign in content in which your smoke detector alarm is going off in the background because you cannot be bothered to put a battery in it. If I ever happen upon somebody's video and I hear that smoke detector alarm going off, I'm immediately scrolling because it tells me you don't value your life enough to put a battery in there. So why should I value your content to watch it?
Wow.
I thought I was alone here. This is like content when people are holding their phone and recording themselves in the car. Why are we seeing this? There is nothing you are ever saying that is so important that you should be driving distracted while you are filming yourself. That is content that I automatically scroll on as well. So thank you, BBB, Triple B, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Yeah. Because they obviously don't care. It's funny. I did an interview and somebody said they heard a smoke alarm. And I said, wait a minute. There's no smoke alarms out here in the Philippines, right? And so it was one of my guests, and I think I should tell the brother because I think it was him. And yeah, brother, if you see this, if you watch More to Life, change your smoke alarm, because I don't know if you saw it in that interview, but yeah, because people think like this. And the brother was making Christian content. That's serious. But let's continue.
Batteries beeping, because who in the hell thought it was smart to put that way at the top of the ship?
Hold on. What she said? Who thought it was smart to put a smoke detector on the ceiling? Is she serious?
I'm talking about the very tippity tip top.
Oh,
Most
man.
of us barely hit a 5.5 growth spurt. Who do you think is getting up there? Y'all need to start putting the fire alarm by the refrigerator, by the microwave. Put it in arm's reach so that when we could be like,
She's joking.
Don't talk about no ladder. Everybody can get no ladder, and everybody ain't equipped and safe enough to get on no ladder to be doing that. It's a two-man job, if you ask me. Thank you.
Hold up. You had to be joking. This can't be serious. I don't think she's joking because she's not that funny, right? Lady, I got to tell you this. You can Google, but you can talk to Google, and Google will tell you why, right? Actually, don't worry. I'll talk to Google for you because I'll be honest with you. I say it a lot of times because I use AI and also different forms of AI for being creative, right? So I always ask questions. I know I don't know it all, but I go and speak to devices that know it all. And so by simply going to Google, this is what you can find out. We're going to learn today, right? It says are placed on the ceiling because smoke and hot air rise, accumulating at the highest point first. That's why you need one on the ceiling because the smoke rises. Ceiling mountain offers the fastest detection, providing maximum warning time while cleaning air remains below. It also avoids dead air spaces. So if you put it in a microwave where those corners are trapped, house burned down before you get a chance to get out. It says stagnant air can prevent smoke from reaching the center. Key reasons for ceiling placement: rising smoke. Smoke is hot and rises to the ceiling immediately. I'm going to say it in how you would understand it. And I say it sometimes playing around in my video. Immediately. It's there so you can immediately smell it. That's the what do you call it? The Tyler Perry voice, right? You know, they love some Tyler Perry, right? So optimal early warning. Highest, most central points detect smoke fastest. I gotta bring myself to the side here so you guys can see this clearly. Cause like I don't know what this lady's thinking. Hold on one second. I'm gonna get to it. Check it out. So corners and walling ceiling junctions have dead air where air current does not circulate, causing potential delays and alarm activation. Wall mounted units are more prone to dust accumulation, which can cause false alarms. So that's why, because you'll be dead, you'll be gone. Let's continue. Playing with me, stop playing.
I can't stand you uneducated black creators with a big platform. Too much DNA and too many books out here proving that are the real indigenous people of America and that Native Americans are nothing but Asians who crossed the Bering and got stuck over here because the goddamn Bering melted. Either Yoka News or pick up a goddamn book that was written back in the 15 and 1600s and educate yourself. Because the coonery is thinning out your dreads. Y'all.
She's right though about us being indigenous people, but I'm gonna let it keep going.
Number one, if you don't like me, just say you don't like me. Don't make up nothing to justify your feelings. Number two, a new study by an international team of researchers may finally rip the ice corridor hypothesis out of textbooks once and for all using sediment cores and DNA analysis. The scientists reconstructed the corridor's environment. Number three, stating it simplistically from Conscious Lee, the first humans entered the Americas along the coast, not through ice. It's evidence that mounts up.
We're gonna get off of this because I don't know what they're talking about. I only reacted to it because he said, "Watch this smoke alarm chirp, educate yourself." Right? They're talking about a whole nother argument. I'm sorry, y'all, to even play this video. I shouldn't have even played it, right? Because I didn't fully watch it. I watched the first part, what she said. I should have skipped it. I don't know what he's going on. To be honest, this has nothing to do with the video. Let's continue.
For the people that have the smoke alarm that is beeping, I think that that is unhealed trauma because if you are going to allow a beep sound to go off and ignore it, that possibly could mean that you're the type of person to have a serious issue in the family or maybe even in you, and you ignore it. If your family member is abusing somebody, if your family member is abusing themselves or you're abusing yourself, you may be okay with ignoring it. It has something to do with, in my opinion, like your
So she's kind of breaking it down. These females that go through this don't care about nothing. I'm going to show you an example of it after this. Watch this.
executive functioning. If you are not dealing with it and getting it done because it's an annoying sound on purpose, that means you're okay with ignoring things that are like blatantly in front of you. But you know, I'm just gonna go to bed. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it's sad because, it happens with my people. And there's something called the smoke alarm theory, right? And people say it's worse than the septum ring theory. Ain't that something? But what she's explaining, it makes sense because it's true. What she's saying is real. They usually ignore, if you can't ignore something that annoying, it's like, what's going on in your life? Because that beep, 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 and I'm not saying I'm innocent. No, I'm not. Because at one point I had my smoke alarm beeping and I had to change it. But it was beeping. Somebody said, "Hey man, why you got your alarm beeping?" Same day, I went and got batteries, got up there and put them in. Right? I redeemed myself. I was redeemed. You know how they go, I'm delivered. Crazy. But take a look at this.
Came upstairs because I'm trying to do some laundry, but I was at the grocery store earlier and I kept hearing, I don't know who this is though. I really don't know who this could be, but
This girl, you heard that alarm? That beep, beep, beep. You hear that. Because you know they got those alarms where it just goes beep. It goes beep, beep, beep. You hear that alarm. You're ignoring it purposely. Like the lady said, you're ignoring trauma. You're ignoring the food you keep eating and putting. I know I feel bad. I feel bad even mentioning that, but it's true. You can see it.
I keep hearing, I want to know your name, May. I want to know if you got a man. I want to know. I want to know everything. I want to know your number and if I can't come over there. I want to know what you like. I want to know so I can do it all night. But you're telling me I'm just a friend. Keep telling me I'm
It goes
just
off
a
on my
friend.
tongue.
Oh, baby, you got what I need. You say I'm just a friend, 'cause I can be your fantasy. But you say I'm just a
Oh,
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
friend.
oh, it
You
goes up
say I'm
again.
just a friend.
You put all that effort into singing. The smoke detector beeped 3 times twice. You could have contacted somebody to come and fix that. And you know what's funny? You know how they put something in the comments, not comments. In the when they make a video, they put a title for the video. In the title, it said, "Can somebody come over and change my smoke detector?" She's asking people to come over and change her smoke detector in a title for this video. Why don't you contact one of your cousins? Why don't you contact your brother? Why don't you contact your uncle? Ask around. Not thinking. Not thinking about the diet. Want to try it. But love, I bet you she want to go see Usher and Chris Brown. I bet you. I bet you she about to drop a thou wow on those tickets to that new concert. I'm telling y'all, she gonna drop them and can't get new batteries for the detector. The theory is real.
I was having a conversation about Shannon Sharp earlier, and I want to preface by saying, no, I do not feel bad about him. 2, lust will be the downfall of many men, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I was talking about how these interviewers nowadays, they are taking away the credibility and the status of interviewing, if that makes sense. And I think it's because the celebrity to...
Oh,
Oh, here we go again.
you heard it right, y'all. Everything you said went out the window. I'm sticking on the girl's words. Every word you were hitting, you were going somewhere. I don't think you are because, right? You talk about a man being a man, which female shouldn't talk about. So she wasn't hitting. I'm sorry, y'all. I lost my mind for a second. But females probably wanted to hear. But like other females said, all out the window because you don't hear that. And then I'm looking at the confusion. I love you, my black sister. I love you, black girl. I love you, black girl. I love you, black girl. I'm looking at you and I see the confusion with your hair tied with somebody else's hair in the front. Why?
Talk show host pipeline is at an all-time high right now. The content creator to talk show host pipeline is at an all-time high. And I'm not here to knock nobody else, so that's not what I'm here to do. But interviewing is a calling.
Again, you gotta hear that. Ignoring it, trauma. Look at those eyes. I can see it in your eyes. The trauma. And guess what, guys? She don't get the septum ring, but the nose ring. The smoke alarm theory, not the septum, but the nose ring theory. The hair, confusion, my sister. Confusion. I feel like Dr. Umar right now. Why are you, sisters, why are you putting the white woman's hair in your head? You're confused. That's why the white girls are taking the black guys. Because they getting married in college and they spawn them. You guys saw yesterday, right? What Dr. Umar said. He was keeping it real.
It's a skill. Just because you have a platform don't mean you need to interview everybody. It's a skill. That's why we have journalists, people who go to school for it, because you get trained. And I feel like a lot of interviewers now, they don't even listen to the people that they're interviewing. They don't even research them. Like, it's taken away the credibility of it because everybody got a podcast, everybody got a show. Like, this can't be something that everybody's doing because it's a skill.
If that would have went over, I'm happy it ended, because if it would have went off one more time, I would have changed the video. That's facts.
Scrolling on TikTok and you hear the sound. But I was awakened at 4 a.m. to this.
Dad, that's what they need. You see that? This is a good one. Low battery, low battery, low battery. You're forced to make a difference. Everybody needs this one. Low battery, low battery. You're going to change that. Low battery. I would lose my mind every day. 4 in the morning. Low battery.
I didn't get home from work until after 2 a.m. I'm already a light sleeper. And our maintenance fixes this, and they can't come until afternoon. So, go me.
Yeah, well, at least she has to be on top of it because, but you know, the wild thing is these ladies are in an apartment as well, right? Because I'm sure they don't have their own homes. So you can call someone, the landlord, to change it for you. See, even if you get the batteries from the store, right, you can say, what batteries does the smoke detector take? They may say 9-volt, right? So they tell you 9-volt batteries. You buy it, call the person that's your landlord, and have them put it in for you. Solved.
Message.
Whose job is it to set order in the house?
It's the man's job.
The man.
So in order to set order, you have to have control.
No, you have to manage.
No, you got to.
No, control is like a robot.
Well,
No, it ain't. That's what you hear. Control is not like a robot. You have to have control. Like when you go to work, this woman said this all the time. Women are always talking about they don't want a man to control them. But you go to a job and they tell you what time to be there.
Right.
They tell you what time to take a break. They tell you can't use your phone. You always submit to money, but you won't submit to love. Submit to money, but won't submit to love. How you gonna deal with that? Because you will submit, you will give up your control.
Right.
Even when they ain't even paying you what they should be paying you.
Right.
You still showing up. Even when they give somebody else a job, you know you should have had. Your ass still showing up. So you know how to give up your control. You hold your tongue when they talking crazy. So it ain't out of your element. It's just that you have a higher priority. You submit to money because that's the only reason you're doing it. Keeping your composure. Because once you get a new job, you really see you. No, you could. But like, you know how to submit. You know how to give up your control. But why not for love and the person that's supposed to die for you or be the first person to be sacrificed for you?
You can, and there's nothing wrong with that. But however,
When you go to a job, don't they tell you how you should dress?
Yeah, they have power.
Don't they tell you about your fingernails and how long they can be?
Yeah.
You can't wear certain hairstyles at jobs.
Right.
You better put on that damn head net.
Yeah.
And don't you do it?
That's why we're in this position now, and men don't care. Because the smoke alarm theory, I said these women, but I may change the title to these black women don't care about nothing. Because that's who's doing it. Right? I think I'm just going to change the title to that. Seriously. Because you don't find too many white females doing this. And is this a good thing? No, it's not. I don't like it. A lot of stereotypes are based around my people because my people are doing it. I was once doing it. But, you know, when you grow up, you put away childish things. We all need to grow up.
Treat myself like a hoe. Speaking of delusional Christian women and marriage advice, yeah. Her husband left her, filed for divorce. I don't know if it was yesterday, 2 days ago. I don't know. Her husband filed for divorce. She's a perfect example of why you don't listen to Christian women when it comes to marriage advice. Because they will stay and look foolish in the name of the Lord.
Baby, be quiet. You had the mitigated gall to post this video wearing a bonnet, looking all single, trying to tell women who they should and should not listen to.
Wow.
I have 6 chairs around my dinner table. I need for you to pick one and have a seat. Now, how are you going to come for a woman after her husband left her simply because she stated in that video clip that she understood her worth, because she chose to stand on her Christian principles, because she chose to fight for her marriage? Now, I don't profess to know any of the details of the marriage between Tina Campbell and her husband, but the moment you said Christian women, you brought us all into it. You made the ignorant statement that we would stay and look foolish in the name of our Lord, as if infidelity is not something that affects all marriages, all people, all belief systems, whether you believe in God or no. I know a lot of women that should have left when they stayed, but the last thing I was going to do is kick them when they were down because they were trying to lift up their marriage in prayer. And this is coming from a pastor's wife who's been married for nearly 30 years. What you fail to realize is if she was the one who was earnestly trying, and he loved her anyway, she's not the one who's looking foolish, especially in the eyes of God. You see, there are those of us who understood the for better or worse in our vows. And I'll be honest, there are those of us who are willing to take a little bit more of the worst than the rest of us. A situation like theirs are not really a surprise because the Bible warns us that in the last days, the love of many will wax cold, and that scripture is not exclusive to marriage only. Many will wax cold, and that scripture is not exclusive to marriage only. It's going to come when it comes to your family, your sisters, your brothers, your children. And that also means that sometimes no matter how much you love a person, no matter how much you love people.
And it will even happen in a church. The very church you go to, you know, it'll be a misunderstanding. You go, wow, that saying is true. And you have to look at it and say, these people are not evil, but they don't know what's taking over them.
They're still going to walk away. That does not make you a fool. That makes you someone who have chosen to operate under the love of God anyway. Because when you start treating them how they treated you, you become who they are. And a real queen would never tilt her crown for anyone. You said Christian women are foolish. No, sweetie, foolish are going to be in the faces of those who are left behind in the day of judgment because they did not operate
Choose
under the
God,
love
yeah.
of God. Sweetie, take this word of advice. Don't ever try to come for the neck of a true woman of God, because God promised us beauty for ashes. You see, no matter what we go through, we'll be left with the beauty. You don't want to be left smoldering in the ashes.
She's right, though. She's right, though. Because what the lady was doing, it was judging. And, but not really. She was trying to call it how she see it, and then the Christian woman called it how she sees it. But the Christian lady was right at the end when she said, you know, give your life to God because it's true. And then we're going to come down to when it all ends, and then you're going, I prophesied in your name, and you know how that goes.
3 signs she getting cracked by somebody else. Number 1, she always starting arguments, gang. If she always starting arguments, y'all arguing all the time. Y'all arguing over who left the ketchup out and who did this, who ain't. Hey, look, man, I'm telling you, she getting cracked by somebody else. Number 2, if she ain't always turned on by you, if she ain't always trying to hop on that joint, she ain't always trying to give you some, if she always turning her back to you at night, or you got to beg for that little cootie, you got to beg for that little meow, yeah, she cracking somebody else, man. Or either you stank or something, or Something going on. She cracking somebody else. She letting somebody else crack buns, man. For real, for real. And number 3, if she quick to leave all the time, I'm talking about at the drop of a dime, she steady going to stay at her mama's house, or she running to stay with her sister every weekend, or she always trying to find a reason to get away from your ass for a day or two, or she always needs some space. Oh yeah, man, she getting cracked by somebody else, gang. Believe that.
And you know what he's giving is he's giving game that guys need, right? Because a man can be in a situation and go, why does this keep happening? He needs to know, right? When you see men talking on TikTok and also men talking on YouTube, they're trying to make men aware of little things that happen, but you got to pay attention. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. You know, subscribing goes a long way. I appreciate it. But I just want to say, if you guys made it this far, thank you for watching. You're a real one. Other than that, peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.